How you doing? This is John and welcome to John's Long Box. I'm recording this on Christmas Eve and I have a very good Christmas day so far. I got a package today. I opened it up and you see that stack over there? That is Final Girl. That is a solo board game where you are the survivor of a slasher movie. And I've been hearing rave reviews about it. After this video, I'm gonna go check out the rules and maybe set up a game. So that came. And then yesterday, or 2 days ago rather, I got a box of Alterna comics. I did a showcase on that. And I read this comic. Oh man. Let me tell you how I first heard about Alterna comic. I told the story a few times, but I'll tell it again quickly. I went into a comic book store and I saw, oh geez, this could drive me, Go West, I think it was, and it was $1.50, and I was like, how is this comic $1.50? It's got to be old, and I never heard of it. So I picked it up and I bought it, and then I read the indicia when I got home, and I realized it was brand new. I'm like, how is this possible? It's newsprint. It looked cool. It was cheap. Forgive me, I'm going to cough. And I was really impressed. So I asked the guy at the comic store, and he said, yeah, this company makes newsprint comics, and he does them cheap. And I was like, oh, cool. So I made a point to look for all Alterna comics, because I figured even if I didn't like it, $1.50, you spend $1.50 and you don't even remember what you bought. So, and then since then, I learned about the company's owned by this guy, Peter Smeddy, who's been, I never met the man, but he's been nothing but a gentleman online. So now he does like Indiegogo bundles. You used to be able to subscribe. He doesn't do that anymore. So you go to Indiegogo.com. It's a crowdfunding place. And he has like a fall bundle, a winter bundle, I assume a spring, or whatever. So I did the fall bundle. This came in the fall bundle. So he won me over. Between the cheap comics, cheap in price, not in quality, between the cheap cover price, between the newsprint and this aesthetic that I love, the alternate corner box and everything like that. I'm an unabashed Alterna fanboy, so I just pledge. And I don't know if this is good or bad. I don't know if Mr. Smeddy wants this or not, but I don't even read his updates. I just pledge, forget about it, and I don't even know what's coming. I just get like the whole bundle, stuff like that, and whatever, So this came. I opened it up. It was full of comics. The first thing I noticed was this quality looks amazing, and I guess I should be more up to date on the comic book companies that I am currently purchasing comics for. But I went back and I found out that he had some printer problems. I didn't know anything about this, so he went to one printer. I don't know the inside baseball. Kind of don't want to know, but he went to a new printer, and I got to say these comics look freaking amazing. They were really good beforehand. So the price went from $1.50 to $1.99. I could live with that, and these comics look so good, and it's still newsprint, and I know they were fine looking before, but I don't know what the difference is. I got to find out. I don't know if it's new ink, new paper. Just I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not a printer. Never been one. But they just look so much better, and they were good to begin with. So that was the first thing that just blew me away, was how good they looked. And then I read the comics, and I never heard of this Wulf and Batsy. Never heard of it. Didn't know I was getting it because I guess I'm stupid. I don't look at the thing. I just click all in, forget it, pay for it, forget about it. I kind of like doing that. I do that with board games. I do that with comic books. I do that with anything that I crowdfund, because I'm a crazy person. I crowdfund too much stuff, and I could be reading updates all the time, and I get confused. So I just look. Is it time to pay shipping? Whatever. Time to update my address, because that screwed me because I moved a year ago. As a lot of board game stuff takes forever, and I've been having to drive out to my old address to pick up packages. So that's beside the point. Back to Alterna. I know I'm babbling. So this comic, I didn't know anything about it. I was like, what is this? And I was really excited about it because the art kind of reminds me of Josh Howard's T-Bird and Throttle, a comic that I've been singing the praises of. So I was already predetermined to like this. Werewolves and vampires. I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be, that's cool guy stuff. So I put it on the bottom of my stack to read. I'm sorry. That's what I did, because that's the way I read things. I read my stuff I like first because I'm a little kid and I can't wait, and I read. So this was the bottom, and boy was I wrong. loved it. I loved it so much. As soon as I'm done with this showcase video, I'm going to go upstairs and give it to my wife because she loves vampires and Anne Rice and everything like that. And she loves the, what are those Kate Beckinsale movies? I want to say Twilight, but I know I'm wrong. So she likes vampires, she likes werewolves, she likes monsters. So let's look at this. We got this alternate cover box, $1.99. Come on, guys, you going to beat that? This is number 1. This is by Brian Bogg. This is his baby. He writes, draws, he does everything. Fantastic first issue. And I gotta admit, I like that cover. Look at those claws. Look at her hands. So, and I didn't notice this. So fault of my own. I was like, okay, this is gonna be like kitty stuff and I fell for that too with T-Bird and Throttle because Alterna does do anything. It'll do mature comics, it'll do children's comics, and whatever. It'll do horror comics, it'll do superheroes. So you never know what you're gonna get. And silly me, I didn't super examine it, so I mistakenly thought it was gonna be kitty comics. And here is a little story about him. He talks about he's been doing this since 1999, doing it on the side. It's he has a day job, so he doesn't get to do comics a lot, and he has more stories that he could keep up. But I hear you there. Your brain is overflowing with ideas, but you only got so much hours in the day, especially, I assume he's a family man, got a job, so good for him. So he met Peter, and now he's publishing all of his comics. And I think that's great. Great story. So by Brian Vaughn, this is 19. So I assume this is an old story, but it's new to me. That's a great splash page as far as I'm concerned. We have no home. And I can only imagine that's from a Bela Lugosi. Home? We have no home. As my Bela Lugosi impersonation. Let's look at the indicia. Wulf and Batsy, number 1, 2021, published by Alterna Comics. There you go. And Alterna Comics, like I say, every time I talk about them, it used to be the cool guy thing to support independent. Back when I was a punk rock kid, we support independent bands, independent labels, like Discord House and Alternative Tentacles and, SST. And I don't know what it is. All the cool people now are like corporate shills, I support the independent comic book companies, Why not? So here we got, this came at the right time because if you've been following my channel, I've been reviewing like creepy and eerie and Savage Tales and a lot of like horror, Marvel horror stuff and Warren Comics horror stuff. So I don't mind the black and white. I've never minded black and white comics. Would this be better in color? That depends. I would like to see a color version just so I could have it compared to, but this is fine for me. And I just love the setup. No words needed. I talk a lot about storytelling in comics, and storytelling is the ability to tell a story without the words. I know, like when you talk about storytelling in general, you talk about, telling a story with words. But in comic books, in sequential art, the artist has to convey a story without words, and then the words put in. I guess I'm going into a deep dive here, but the Marvel method, Stan Lee was writing every Marvel comic that came out back then. So they developed this system where he would basically tell the John Romita or Jack Kirby or Steve Ditko, this is the story, and then they would go and draw the comic. And sometimes it would be a month, 2 months, who knows how many months later they would come back with the comic. Instead, he didn't write anything down. Maybe he wrote an outline or whatever, and then he would have to put in the story, and you put in the dialogue based on, I guarantee he didn't remember every story. So the artist had to fill in, make the story flow without the words, and then Stan Lee would put in the dialogue, stuff like that. It was just a fast way to churn out comics, and it worked. So the Marvel method forced those guys to become masters of storytelling, and I think that's just essential in comic books. And Brian Bach, just from these 2 pages alone, I'm like, this is some mighty fine storytelling. So look at this, just very moody setup. I really do enjoy this. And that goat, I just love that goat. I don't know. That would make a cool print, huh? I have a poster of that goat. Look at that. I know. I'm just getting like old time. The art. This is not an insult. The art is more cartoony than the horror comics that I've been showcasing in the past couple of weeks, but it's just as charming, just as good. Look at this girl, and I'm gonna get back to this girl. Okay, this is my only nitpick, and I know it's just me being crazy, and I'm curious if anybody could explain it to me. So here's this girl running. She's got the gun, and we got this werewolf chasing her. So, I'm like, oh no, I got this little. I'm like, they're bad guys. They're bad guys. Don't kill the girl. Don't kill the girl. And, she aims the gun. He grabs the gun, and look at that face, and tosses it away. And I love this panel. The creepy, eerie eyes. They're just like cold, emotionless monster eyes. And she's got pupils, and to me that just took that as she's more human. And of course, I saw the cover, so I knew that this had to be the vampire girl. No surprise there. And then she's emerging out of the darkness. Kind of cool, like her hand. So I'm picturing like the light is over here. She's maybe in the shadow of a tree. Just so cool. Look at his face. You see his pupils there. I don't know if the artist intended this. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but he seems like a good storyteller, so I think he knows what he's doing. But I took this as he's finding his humanity again. Like, don't kill this girl. Go back to the car. And she's, are you all right? I'm like, oh, thank God. They're good people. They're good. They're not, they're monsters, but they're human. That big wolf was going to attack me. And she explains, he was just going to eat a goat or two. We need to live, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, these are my goats. You can't kill our livestock. She's like, yes, but, he would have taken one goat and gone away, but he came after you. It's like, that's nothing natural. He goes, who are you? And she's not answering. And she just, bing, touches her. And she passes out. So, I was like, wait a minute. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So many, vampire stories, they have this like vampiric mesmerism. So I love this paper. Can I take a second to draw attention to this just white quality paper? The only time I saw paper of this quality is Steve Ditko is a lunatic, and I love the man. I love the man. I'm a lunatic too, so lunatic's not a bad term. And he in his later years, Steve Ditko just passed a couple of years ago, and he was working for Robin Snyder. I think she was the patron. I got to do a little bit more research. And his demand, he's always been pissed off about the quality of the paper. When he was doing his paper, he wanted it to be as white as possible, so that the black was as black as possible and the white was. And I don't know where she got this paper from, but when I look at this paper, I'm reminded of this insanely high quality paper that Steve Ditko demanded. So there you go, Alterna Comics. There you go, Pete Samedi. I'm even talking about your paper. So look at this. He's munching away on the poor goat, and he's eating two of them. Oh, good. You found something to eat. Now let's go. And they're going off into the car, driving away. So I'm going to go back. So now they're Epwood Ruddy. You can't really read it, but you're not supposed to read it. And I guess this car is like, I don't know. I don't know. Where are they? So it's an English sign, and they're going into a village, town, whatever you call it. Look at you could just see just a lot of acting in that panel. She's checking if her buddy's all right. Like, she's smiling. Like, it's like a Mona Lisa smile. Is she smiling because, like, oh great, wasn't that funny, or is she smiling because she's really upset and she's just putting on false bravado? He has a vague look of a shame, just. And they don't explain it. Don't explain it. I love that. Let me figure it out. Let me draw my own conclusion. This artist, this storyteller, this writer is not leading me he's not treating me like a child. He's letting me fill in some details, and I love that. So your guess is as good as mine. But I just loved it. Like, a lesser storyteller would have put a word balloon right here. Gee, I know you're fine and blah, blah, blah. How is you? Oh, I can't believe I almost killed that girl. No, sometimes less is more. Just really good. And notice I'm telling you this freaking story, and I could probably put like how many word balloons in, if I could pull them out and turn them into something tangible. Look at my hands are filthy. My hands are always filthy. I'm a construction worker. You could put them in your hand, and I blew my metaphor. You know what I'm talking about. There's not a lot of words. You don't need a lot of words. This, to me, I don't know if this is a mistake or something I missed, but here he is. He's got a blanket. He goes up. Look at this eerie room. I wish I could draw. Going down this and goes in. And where did he get the shirt from? So, she's wearing her clothes, and I'm not gonna. This is brand new. I'm not gonna go any further because I said in a few of my showcases, I don't mind showcasing a 40-year-old comic because they already got paid. You know, their bills of long, you know, good or bad, they got their money. But this is brand new. This is Alternate Comics. This is Brian Ball is trying to pay his mortgage, whatever he's doing. I assume he's a normal human being who's got normal bills. So, you know, if he's a millionaire, good for him. But maybe Pete's not a millionaire. So let's. I'm going to stop because buy this to figure out what's going on. Hopefully, I gave you enough to decide that you want this, and it's $2. You know, go ahead. What are you going to do with $2? You know, a regular comic book is upwards of $6 these days. So for $2 you're going to get this, and I think it's wonderful. So I'm not gonna spoil the whole comic. I don't think that's proper to do. That's not right. But I got issue number 1 and I got issue number 2, and I put it at the bottom of the stack because I was like, oh, vampires, werewolves, you know, this is gonna be whatever, Twilight. It's good. It is good. I loved it. I'm gushing about it. I'm talking crazy like a manic person because I really did enjoy it. And what I really like about it is I was taken by surprise. I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know I was getting it. And I was surprised. I thought it was going to be like a children thing. It's not, you know, it's mature horror adventure. And it is. And it is. Are they good guys? Are they bad guys? I don't know. This is supposedly like a two-issue introductory story, and I don't know where it's going. He says in this that he's going to be playing around with the timing, so it's going to be early stories. You know, this is going to be a flashback to this. This is going to be a flashback to that. He's got longer stories, but he's going to have like connecting one page. I hate to say filler stories, but one page standalone. There's the word I'm looking for. Standalone story. I know. You got me. I'm a fan. I'll be getting it from now on. Why not? This is if I was, you know, if this, I'm going to Indiegogo and buying it directly from Alterna, but if I was going into a store, this would be on my pull list. Now, to get back to my one stupid nitpick. Why is this girl dressed like this? Because they got an American car. You know, is it the 50s? You know, you can't really tell. I don't know. I'm assuming this is America because they're speaking English, but, you know, it could be England. Okay, I'll take that back. I didn't even think of that. But they're in a hotel. They drive in a car. Well, it's not England because the car is, the steering wheel's on the proper side. So what's going on? What year is this? Why is she dressed like a Sound of Music? So I don't know. Is there something I missed? Is it just artistic choice? Does this girl just think it's cool to dress like a, you know, Sound of Music up a thing? But it's a minor nitpick. It's so stupid. But I want to know. Will it be addressed? Will it not be addressed? Was it just an artistic choice? I don't know. It's kind of a goofy nitpick, and I admit it. But I like this. I like this a lot. This was a lot of fun. And oh no, there's something sticky on my board, and this just stuck to it. I gotta clean off my board. I've been watching my old videos, and I saw how disgustingly dirty my desk is, so I've been cleaning it. I gotta clean my easel. So thanks a lot. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to watch me ramble about comics. But I'm gushing. This was just, I love surprises, and this was a good surprise. I really liked it. I'm a fan. I will be getting Wulf and Batsy for as long as Pete and Alterna and Brian are putting it out. I'm a fan. All it took was 2 good issues. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you around. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year's, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day to listen to a crazy person rant and rave about comic books. But to me, that's super fun. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.